Adam and Ross from Cultaholic.com here with some breaking news.
It's a huge
scoop. Let's get straight into it. A former WWE superstar has re-signed with the company. The Raw, SmackDown and NXT commentary teams have been revealed, and WWE have announced a brand new show. We will get to that soon. So let's waste no time in getting to it. According to PW Insider, WWE have signed former Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion,
sexy man with sexy hair,
and rock solid abs. He's a parkour expert. We will get to it now. John Morrison has been re-signed. You may know him as Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny 5-Star.
Johnny Sexy Hair. He's a former 5-star champion.
He's a former 5-star champion. That's why they want him. Yeah. They've been after this man for an awful long time. You know what? I really liked him in WWE. When he started doing the parkour stuff, I was full on behind him. As a babyface, I thought he was great. He was the one that everybody thought was going to flourish, be a future world champion, and then Miz went and did it.
Yeah, it's a shock, isn't it? Out of those two, the trajectory's easy for me to say that they've both got on.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Because he's got everything that would make you think you hate the guy, but the stuff he did, he loved him.
Yeah, totally.
It's a weird thing with him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him back. I don't really know where you put him. I can see him sort of floundering in the mid-card, to be honest. I don't know how old he is.
Straight
39,
to NXT.
39 he is, in fact.
He's aged.
Straight to NXT.
Oh, yes.
He hasn't aged.
Call him Johnny Developmental. Do all that sort of stuff. I think he's a perfect fit for NXT. He's he's got the age, the experience, but he's ageless at the same time. He'd be able to do all sorts with the members of the roster there. Again, as you say there, I'd be worried about him getting lost in the shuffle on the main roster. So I reckon NXT for me.
I think it's a really good shout. The stuff that the guy is still able to do. He's had some amazing matches in Impact. We saw him with Brian Cage, the Austin Aries one, where Aries was a bell end at the end. And yeah, and 5-star.
5-star?
Most importantly, 5-star. Johnny Impact is coming back. Sorry, Johnny, what are they going to call him?
Surely it's Morrison.
Yeah, it's going to be John Morrison again, isn't it?
Surely.
Will they team him with Miz one more time?
Maybe, on a super showdown.
Miz is sort of floundering as well. He's sort of not doing that much at the moment.
Miz TV, a shock guest, you never know.
I like it. What was their show called? The Dirt Sheet.
The Dirt Sheet.
The Dirt Sheet.
They can't do that these days.
Nah.
Too marky now, isn't it? Too smarky.
Next up, the commentary teams have been revealed for Raw, SmackDown and NXT. Hold on to your seats.
Shocks everywhere.
Yeah,
well, on Raw.
Yeah, especially on Raw, that's for sure. So, the new Raw commentary team is going to be Vic Joseph.
A fantastic pick.
Great, love him.
He was a breath of fresh air on Raw a few weeks ago when he had that.
When he came in, yeah,
very good.
Dio Madden.
Never heard. 205 Live he's been on recently.
Yeah,
never heard
main
of
event he does. He did main event last week, this week in fact, with Mickie James.
He must have something about him to be thrown straight onto Raw, which is no longer the flagship, but still a big deal.
And proving that point that it's no longer the flagship, the big show, the third man is none other than Jerry the King Lawler.
Now I know what your immediate response is, but when Lawler was on Raw a few weeks ago, he had not lost a step. I know Renee Young has been reduced to this role where she's not allowed to say too much. She's allowed to go, ooh, and ah, and make a little pop culture reference here and there. But Jerry Lawler showed her up on Raw a few weeks ago, I thought personally. So I'm not too sad about that one.
You know what? Lawler can still be good. And I would say he's stayed consistently good a bit more than even JR has. JR is so hit and miss. If he's familiar with the product, if he likes the product, he's into it. If not, as we've seen in New Japan, for example, he can not be that fantastic. Moving on to NXT now. It's going to be Mauro Ranallo. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It can't go
the
anywhere.
best play-by-play guy.
Agreed. Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I like Beth.
Nice lady.
No, she's been good. She's been really good.
She's getting a lot better, isn't she?
She is.
It's a hard
wasn't great
job.
at the
We shouldn't
beginning.
criticise too much. It's a hard job.
And Nigel McGuinness, who I absolutely love. I think he brings an air of legitimacy and authenticity
He's
to the
subtle
proceedings.
as well. He's not like a stereotypical heel commentator where he's like overtly against the babyface and stupidly behind the bad guy. He says the babyface is very good, but this is why the heel's better. That's why he's so good.
I like it. Analysis. And finally, SmackDown is going to be headed up by the flagship announcer, commentator of the WWE. Michael Cole will, in fact, be on SmackDown. Corey Graves serving as the analyst. And there's a weird one here. As you've described it, maybe this is what she's already doing.
Yeah.
A special contributor, Renee Young.
So we should note.
She contributes 3 words at a time.
We should note that Lawler, in this press release thing, is the third guy on Raw. He's an analyst. Nigel, analyst.
Yeah.
Renee Young, special contributor. So
wow.
Does she just like run on for like 2 seconds at a time, go, Mankind's going to win the world title. That'll put butts in seats. And then just go away.
She does, however, have another role, which plays into our next story, and that's to do with WWE's announcement that just happened a couple of hours ago. It's a brand new show. It's WWE Backstage. This premieres on November the 5th. It's the FS1 show that we've been waiting for. And more importantly, she will be joined each and every week by the six-time now, yeah. Booker T. Booker T is going to be joining her. Shucky ducky quack quack. I'm so happy
I'm
about
over
this.
the moon that Renee is getting back into her natural habitat because, as I said at the start of the video, she's been reduced on purpose, I think, to this role where she's not able to show the talents that she's got. And now that she's back presenting a proper show, hopefully allowed to say more than 3 words at one time. And she's just shown over the edge. She's very good at that.
Totally.
Yeah.
As a presenter, she's better than commentator. We saw it with Talking Smack. Some
Hopefully
incredible moments there.
Hopefully this is the second coming of Talking Smack.
Yeah, I really hope so. So we don't know too much about it. What we do know at the moment is that they will be joined each and every week by special guests, some WWE superstars as well as WWE legends. Who do you want to see work with Renee Young and Booker T?
What are you smiling for?
Oh, I just want to know. I think you'll have some bright ideas.
Pick anybody, I don't care.
All right.
Anybody. Nobody's a bad idea. Well, that's a bad thing to say. There's a lot of bad
Okay.
ideas. You know what I'm saying? No, there's a lot of good ideas. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. The Miz?
Stevie Ray.
Have The Miz
Yeah,
on every single...
Yeah, no.
Have The Miz and Daniel Bryan on every single week.
Yeah, every week.
Every week, just those two.
And they never have a match.
Nah, never ever.
That's the only place they turn up. So this fills a Tuesday-shaped hole that we
11
desperately needed.
11
11 p.m. 11 p.m. So there's still some wrestling content. Don't you worry.
So on
a
here,
Tuesday.
this new week where you've got Raw on a Monday, Impact on a Tuesday, following
Impact
your
on a
Impact,
Tuesday.
following your
Oh,
Impact.
sorry, guys.
You can flick over to Fox and watch this roundtable thing.
It's there's so much wrestling.
There is.
So Ross, are you going to be doing WTF moments for WWE Backstage?
No! I might reference a few here and there, but not its own show, no. That's too much, that's too far. Nobody wants to see that. Leave Renee alone.
And finally, a bit of good news, a bit of promising news.
Reassuring news.
Yeah, absolutely. So Big Cass has had some serious difficulties. A couple of weeks ago, he was escorted out of a WrestlePro show, ended up, I believe, in a police car after being punched in the face
by Pat Buck.
Big Cass has been very, very open about his struggles with mental health issues, with alcoholism, and his desire to make himself, to get better, essentially. In fact, Enzo Amore put on this week, I believe it was, an Instagram post with a statement from Cass, because Cass has sort of gone quiet on social media. Enzo has also appeared on Busted Open Radio addressing Cass's issues. He stressed how depression and anxiety are diseases. And that they can be triggered, and that Big Cass has essentially relapsed, and he'd got drunk again and was struggling with alcoholism. The quote here is, he would like to extend a thank you to WWE. DDP got in touch with WWE, just the best man on the planet.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's an amazing guy, and he let them know that he's been helping Big Cass and that there is an issue there. And WWE have, in a great move, they've sent Cass to the best doctors money can buy, the WWE doctors, or the people that they're affiliated with. Big Cass has been sent there, and he is receiving the help that he needs.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a go at WWE for a lot of things, but one thing is you can't have a go at is them helping the people that need help.
Yeah.
You always hear stories of former superstars who need help. WWE give them that help, and it's just a great thing to hear.
Yeah, I think this is really great. So Enzo has set up a place on social media, or is setting up a place on social media where you can send fan support, which I think we'd encourage you to do as well. He is a guy who definitely, desperately wants to get better. He's got himself into incredible shape. And there were rumours, of course, maybe 3 weeks ago now, that they were being approached by NXT, which were sort of shot dead immediately by Triple H. But I'd love to see him come back. I'd love to see him get well again, because I do think the guy's got a lot of talent.
He does, doesn't he? And he's got the size. You can't teach that, Adam, you know.
You certainly can't.
But also, go on DDP's YouTube channel. I think it's called DDP Yoga. I'm not too sure. Search DDP, you'll find it. There is a video on there with Cass, which just explains everything which has been going on for the past year or so. And it's really enlightening and quite shocking and quite emotional. It's just something you should watch.
It was, yeah, totally. I think back to Enzo and Cass and just how over they were in NXT. And I talk about this quite a lot, but I remember seeing them at NXT TakeOver London and just being mesmerised by them. There was something very, very new
It was weird. Their time on the main roster was weird.
They were plugging KFC, I remember, and not a lot else.
Set up for years to be the new age outlaws and stuff like that. Massive run, but it didn't come to be. And I think most importantly with Cass, he seems to realise when he is wrong, he's not one of those that just denies everything.
No, he came out and said, I deserve to be fired.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that.
He's got his head screwed on his shoulders, he just needs a bit of help, and now he hopefully gets it.
Totally. From all of us at Cultaholic, we wish Cass the very best in your recovery. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.